we have Wall of Fire, and then we have Wall of Fire at home. So the Bloons TD is a tier 5 tower that I haven't used very much, but I'd actually like to give it a shot, like, as a showcase tower in a CHIMPS run, to find out its true viability. Now, before I jump into a real game, there is a discovery I'd like to actually show ya. So, for example, let me just send out around 100 with a 205 mortar with these buffs. The reason why I'm testing this is normally, if you didn't know the cross-pathing benefit of the Bloons TD, 205 gets you 150 damage per Bernie tick as opposed to 100. So a whopping 150, 1.5 times more bad DPS. But you see, even with that 205, we pop the BAD pretty much at the last second on Bazaar. But what if I told you the Wall of Fires that come from the Bloons TD actually help out a decent amount? So what I'll do is I'll add a Glue Storm, which will buff them Wall of Fires immensely. And so you see that with the +2 damage of the Glue Storm, here is how early we pop the bad. Well before that bend. That's not all though. One more test I want to show you is with the 025 and Glue Storm. Let's go again. This does only, again, 100 per tick, but it spawns much more Wall of Fire with the attack speed. And watch very carefully about where exactly it pops. Did you see that? A whole bend earlier than 205. And this is not even counting overclock buffs. And now let us transition to the real CHIMPS run. But isn't that surprising that the 025 gets more DPS? Also, to start off round 6 of Bazaar, I'm gonna try something, well, really bizarre. Low-key, I think a Beast Handler start and a Sniper could work pretty well. Because you're probably tired of me using always, like, the conventional early game towers. Like, you know, Druid, Dragon's Breath. So I have a couple other ideas in mind to help out my Bloons TD. Just gotta get through again. The first round or two first. And looks like Sniper barely gets the last Bloon on round 6. I put it in the spot so that I could barely see through both lanes. Unfortunately, this is really sketch. Might need to drop a Dart Monkey mid-round to survive this, however. Or not, actually. We can hold, we can hold. Round 7 also beaten. And now I'll drop Dart Monkey for round 8 on this side. Now allow me to get a second Beast Handler right next to Dart Monkey because I'm gonna try, like, for a low-tier Beast Handler for the early game. But hopefully this is all I need so far to save up for at least the Mortar. That would be so much easier to work with. Don't underestimate the power of the 000 Beast. Because of the fact that you lose the, what do you call it, the main Beast attack if you upgrade. Sometimes it's better just to not spend the money and keep the Pokey Stick. And as you see, that helped us get the Mortar up and ready nice and quickly. Now, my eventual goal here for this run is to, at least by the late game, to have Bloons TD pretty much be our main DPS. Just the biggest problem with the Bloons TD, though, is its Stepping Stone upgrades, because Shattering Shells, you don't normally do that for damage, right? Nor do you do a Signal Flare. They're mostly support towers. Hence why I'm going to need to drop a couple other towers, like, before the late game to build up into that. But after we get that, pure DPS, pure only buffing the Bloons TD. Because you saw with just a couple buffs just how more potent 025 was over 205. So perhaps people, myself included, might be underrating the power of Wall of Fire at home, aka attack speed spam on the Bloons TD. Now, I can definitely afford Signal Flare by around 24, that's great. I'm gonna just get an 012 just for to catch most of the Bloons with Bernie. And then, again, the other towers can clean up just fine. The main reason why I picked Bazaar for the map, in case you're curious, is because I think it's, well, a very strong map for the Mortar, because it has global range, so you can target for wherever the lane's active, on top of having, like, 4 bends per part of the track. You know, just another common Mortar W. At least that's what the kids say nowadays, right? So with 023, that's still pretty sketchy. And that's why, folks, I'll need to upgrade my Beast Handlers. Now, before that, you guys know it. This time I'm only going to do a single discount because I don't need the decamo, since Bloons TD is already our decamo that will ideally decamo everything on the field. The biggest problem with the Mortar right now is, well, it only has half immunity to Zebras and Black Bloons, meaning we don't get the Bernie on it if we lose the 50-50, if that makes any sense. Hence, that'll make rounds like 31 pretty annoying. I'm just gonna add a 1-0 sniper this round, maybe that'll help a little bit. Another yellow leaking, so I need to retarget for one shot on this side. Try to alternate shots, in fact. Nope, I can't do this. Let me try something really weird this round. Microraptor on strong. Just to target the black balloon so that it gets Briny on them. How is that looking for us? That's definitely better. I think it's working, guys. Holy crap, Microraptor OP. Yep. Just a couple more mortar shots and clean. Gotta love the fair range of the top we got on it. Unfortunately, I can't do the same thing for round 32 because, as you see, I don't have a beast like to reach up here. At least not yet. One mortar shot here. You know what? Let's get Alchemist here. If I'm gonna get Out buff, might as well just have it clean up some balloons so I don't have to retarget the mortar. Just in case. Alright, we're good. This is the upgrade I'm really gunning for, though. Atosaurus early game, maybe even Velociraptor, but this tier 2 beast, when max merged, is pretty strong. So I'll merge this one into it. Right now, I guess. Like, just watch it go to work and clean up everything that the mortar inevitably misses. Should make our life a lot easier. At least for the next several rounds. On the bright side, the build-up is less bad to Bloons Incineration because Shattering Shells is a little bit stronger now. As you see, it does 5 layers with each Brony shot. And burns for extra mob damage, so it's not, like, completely worthless, but still not to be relied upon. Round 39, also easy. Round 40, I'm gonna have to do some Beast Micro, I think. So have it start at the very entrance. How much damage does it do per nom? 6, okay. Oh, there's also the Beast Handler nerf, right. It takes 3 seconds to retarget it. And I think that's probably going to kill me, right? We're pretty close, though. Hang on, I got an idea here. I think there's space up here for a discount. Let's just do Fighter Plane. I don't think the Atosaurus was meant to be relied upon for, well, mob damage. It was just there for the 30s. And I think it did its job. Now we just stun and then have it nom up. Perfect. And since I already have this thing, I guess I turn it into an ODS, and I think that would be my mob defense to maybe carry me to Bloons In. Not sure yet, but that's the plan. And as you can see, this is like very far removed from the usual quote-unquote meta strategies that I use. Good news here is if I beat round 46, I can afford, the Shattering the next round, but Fortified Cerams have got hands. Maybe, just maybe, all we need is, I don't know, AMD. This will give some extra Ceram damage. Let's see. Just to help out the mortar, you know? It's already looking better, yeah. Wow, just one little alch upgrade made a difference. I didn't want to spend too much so that I could afford it in the middle of this round. That is if we can survive all these Cerams. I got it. Do I have to retarget it all? Yes, one shot. There we go. I lied. We're kind of chasing ceramics now, or camo, so I sadly have to retarget there, but that's not a good idea. Last try with this strategy. Got Bloons In. Yeah, I give up. Let's just spend money on Out buff. Okay, now on top of extra Ceram damage, we're getting just +1 in general, and that is a huge difference. Probably should have just done that earlier, because, like, I can easily just make the money on round 48. Okay, now what? Jungle Drums, I probably want to get ODS, and I would also probably go for the center path, because I obviously don't like it over here when balloons are spawning on the bottom right side. It does lack camo, but that's what Bloons Incineration decamo is for. Not a strategy you see here every day, that's for sure. I feel like I definitely should go for it. At least upgrade Velociraptor. This is looking really sketchy. I will also outbuff the ODS, because I'm pretty sure that helps immensely. No discount, sad, but it's fine. I feel like in theory with the Shattering Shells buff, damage buff, we should actually be able to beat 63 like this. All we gotta do is get Bruni on, well, all the Cerams, and it'll do all the work for us. So watch here. Pretty sure we Bruni everything, right? Oh yeah, it's all gone. What 5 DOT does to ya. We missed Bruni on the Cerams this time. Probably because of the balloons popping in the way, so we probably have to do like more careful micro. Or rather just leave the mortar in the very entrance. Okay, so let me just Striker Stun early for wave 1 here. I'm pretty sure the cooldown of Striker is fast enough that we get one for every single wave, right? If we play properly, yeah. Okay, we stunned there, but we still missed a bunch of balloons. It's okay. This is why we Mortar Micro. Oh, I could also, do the Follow Mouse. Remember Striker Runner's ability? So I don't have to keep spamming tab. I guess I'll use it. Why not? Beat the next 10 rounds here without spending more money, and Bloons Incineration will be ours. Surprisingly, I've still yet to have to retarget the, the ODS. I've just left it centered. Even for the even rounds, it's been fine. I guess there might be a little bit too much on the table if I have to micro both the mortar And the ace at the same time, that's why I'm not doing anything with the ace. Not that we need to at the moment, because again, just get Bernie on this Rams as soon as possible, and we don't have to deal with the insides. So I'll do this. And again for 71, look at this long line of mobs here. We'll use a Striker Stun to slow it, or stun it rather. And catch pinks here. Easy. All plan to avoid Bloons TD on 75, which is a notoriously hard round. Luckily, I can buy it in the middle of it, so we'll be fine, right? Let's just, again, take this very carefully. If I just beat this Rams, I think, under these mobs here. One more Moab. There we go. Got it. And now, let the Wall of Fire army commence. Like, don't take this as just a Bloons TD showcase, but also the, like, the Wall of Fire part specifically. Because I think when the Mortar came out, it did not come equipped with this Wall of Fire. It was just something they added because the Bloons TD was way too weak to Bloons. And frankly, I think if you don't have any buffs, it's still really weak to Bloons nowadays. But the thing is, this Wall of Fire only does 1 damage as an 025. 2 damage if it's 205, and because it inherits damage buffs, you already know it. Giving simple damage buffs like Blue Storm and Outbuff will like quintuple the damage of the Wall of Fire, and if you look at how quickly it shoots out, I think, go figure, it adds up over time. So we'll see how free the late game is, like, once we start giving buffs. 78 though, almost got Pierce Cap to that round. I can fit an NG Hero to discount, perfect. After that, oh no, I should have used that, I should have saved that spot for glue. Oh, no. There's still a glue spot. The run is saved, guys. The run is saved. I think just the outbuff alone is really increasing the power of the Wall of Fire, because you don't even see any of the Super Strams come out from those BFBs there, right? And the fact that there's never going to be any fortified Cerams because, well, we're defortifying everything with the Shattering, making it a very epic combo. Again, thank you, Mortar, for popping everything, and I don't even think I have to... Well, I have to retarget the Mortar every round, but I can leave it in place, I think, for the entire round, because the radius of that Wall of Fire, I think, is pretty big. If I target right here, it can get, like, the whole bend. At least I think. But so far, absolutely nothing is passing this giant wall. Nope. Might not be the S+ strategy in terms of effectiveness, but definitely S+ in terms of satisfaction, even for Resume G there. Still, not getting by. Like, given that the Mortar already has a really high Pierce, so most times it's not getting Pierce capped, I fail to see what round I would die to. Because if we can already beat ZMGs right now, then surely we can beat ZMGs on, like, round 98, even though they are a little bit stronger and faster. It won't be by a whole lot, and now we have Gluestorm to help out. Only concern maybe is DDTs, but let's see. Nope, they're still not getting past that giant Wall of Fire. And again here for 92, this is the most, what do you call it, ZMGs I've seen so far. I think it actually is getting Pierce capped. I see a pink balloon leaking through, but that's about it after the majority of the balloons were dealt with, so it stopped getting Pierce capped. 93, not an issue. I don't even care right now. I'm not going to spend any money for the rest of the game. I think there's another synergy too that we gotta remember. Level 20 Striker doubles the damage. I would think that doubles the damage of Wall of Fire too. Although I suppose that means it's only +1 damage because it does the math before I think you add the additive buffs, if I recall correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Again for 95, just Gluestorm, Overclock, easy. Can we finish Bazaar Chimps with 50k plus left over? So far, that prospect is looking good. I'm excited to see what it does for round 98. Let's go. I think I'm also missing a little bit of, what do you call it, SRAM damage for the vertical part of the bend. So I'm gonna shift the Wall Fires to, like, somewhere over here and see how that does. Overclock up now. Actually, let me move it to this bend here. I see stuff getting through a little bit. Our DPS right now is about 10,000 on the Bloons TD. And no, with the extra money, I could buff it even more with, like, I don't know, Call to Arms, but we don't need it. Nothing on 98 got past the second bend of Bazaar. Freest late game of my life. Although I probably have said that 10 times in the last 20 Chimps runs. So take that with a grain of salt. And you already saw with the sandbox test that this round was, like, beatable. And it'll be beaten even earlier now that we have the overclock. Overall, 1.7 million on the Bloons TD. Have to retarget a little bit for the DTs there. Oops. And sure, why don't we just use the double damage ability for the first time? Because I didn't use it at all this game. Why not? In the end. If there's another tower that I don't use very much that you'd like me to check out, then let me know, because maybe I'm underrating it, similar to the Bloons Generation. As always, thank you for watching and make it to the end. Click here if you want to watch more videos.